Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sognsdal Saga series here on the Lord Master channel, in which, as you can see in the main menu screen in the middle, is Queen or Drottning Ástríðr of Norway, or Nordvega as in Old Norse spelling is concerned, in which she's currently pregnant as she is with child, which her third child is to be expected, and it's likely going to come from her new husband that's to her right, which is to your left, which he is of a Karelian origin, as she has a thing for Finnic men recently, particularly Karelians and an Estonian as well. Yes, she has lovers, and she did dump her old Anglo-Saxon husband, who recently became a drunk and a lunatic, but they still remain friends despite the fact that Ástríðr committed adultery, which she did in a previous episode, which was quite an episode. And of course, next to her to her left, which is to your right, that's still the heir to Norway, as voted by the electors for now, who are currently voting for her brother Brynjolf, which Brynjolf, we don't know how many years he's got left, knowing there's a potential that Ástríðr may outlive him due to certain lifestyles, health-wise. And before we continue on this saga, I want to make a note here. I took many days off after recording the first 6 episodes, because it made quite an effort on me physically, and then after, going on vacation, so to speak, but in actuality I was doing some other side projects for myself, but it's nothing that relates to CK3 here. But it should also be noted that apparently after I finished recording that 6th episode, the last time, I apparently did not save the game. So I went back to the last save file and, well, again, I did not record, just went back to the way it was at the end of the episode, which was ended on the 4th of July, July 4th of 891, which is where we last off. So there's actually some minor differences compared to the previous episode regarding the amount of gold or prestige I have, and including the fate of all the other characters around the world. So we'll get to there, so I will explain some little details about the differences between the last episode and this current one we're about to begin here. As we know, Ástríðr is 7 months pregnant, still is expected to have a third child, as we have Valdemar and Orakanuta. Yes. And then there's Alvada Bjornstunner, which, if you recall in the previous episode, we appointed her as Shield Maiden. And since I went back to the save file and then just do the whole thing over again. And that war that we had with Sweden, the outcome was still the same. We took this area of Arike, and we appointed a noble there as per requirement regarding the colonization of Greenland struggle as on one of its involved characters. Not to mention, appointing a local noble adds up to the progress towards integration. Now, she became a shield maiden in a previous episode. We're doing that again here, because that was just one little thing I forgot to do, but it's not that huge of a deal. So immediately, this is the aftermath of the war. And Ástríðr at 43. She's still in the temptation focus, even though we're only going for schemer-related perks rather than seducer, because she's soon going to become too old to be getting into this sort of thing. I mean, if you were a younger character and is into intrigue and is desperate to have children, this would have suited a bit more. But we're only doing that just for increased fertility and the attraction. Not to mention the many lovers that she has. So yes, this is my ex-husband, who is also my personal champion and a friend. He became a lunatic and a drunkard. That's all because he was cursed by the knitting pole, which he's been fatally cursed by the knitting pole. They know their doom is coming, just not when, and the fear is eating them alive. So he is very, very prone to stress for at least another 13 years. So who knows? I hope he isn't driven to suicide. Yeah, what do you know? He's actually got his own sword, even though he's not using it right now. Who made that for you? 2 years ago, it was created by Hirsebion of Yamtaland for him, and is given to him. And yes, they're actually friends, because it showed interest. And since I appointed him as my personal champion, I have to assume it's like, here friend, I made you this sword. Which obviously by the looks of it, as this is a wrought iron sword of fine craftsmanship, everything in its construction serves a purpose. Its lack of open pretense gives the owner a strict utilitarian aura. How does that compare with my sword? They're both the same. The only difference is this one is more of a Viking sword with that design, and this one looks a bit more Western European style sword. But its purpose is the same. So it's good to know he's got a personal weapon, and yet he's not using it. If I were you, your husband, I would rather give that to somebody else. Did I just call you dear husband? I mean ex-husband. I'm sorry. Habit. Because I'm with my new husband, Hivroy, who is Herculean. Yes. Herculean. In which I hope my next child be a strong one. But however, I can't resist. Because there's this man, my other lover, who unfortunately, as much as he's a genius, he's a landed character. I would have loved to, elope with him, but I cannot because he's a ruler now, which he became a ruler 2 months ago, in fact, because his brother Wade was slain in battle, which again happened when I had to redo a small portion of that playthrough because I did not have that save file previously, which now I do. So some minor differences. That isn't too major. But I'll tell you what's major. That Karelayan rival of mine, who lives in Kakisalmi. Basically southern Karelaya is where she resides. I really want to have her dealt with, but I'm pregnant, so I can't do anything about that for now. I want to find another genius. That's all I want. Somebody who is not landed, is a man, is an adult, and not married. The question is, who? I mean, I know him. Okay, how about intelligent? Ah, there's one. There you go, pal. That's who he is. Or alternatively him, but his health is doing poor. Him, his health is poor as well, as he's not feeling well, despite the fact he has whole body. But I hope he lives 3 years, as he has a much better chance. And plus, he's a legendary blade master. Also, he's Estonian, not Karelian. His liege is actually the man who rules Karelia. He's killed 3 men, which is partially the reason why he's a legendary blade master. He's been serving as a commander a long time. In fact, this happened within a few short years. He may have lost the battles, but he's killed a few men. So that means at some point he was serving as a commander. But yet, he also serves as the Liege's Marshal. And for a woman like Ástríðr, she would be attracted by somebody who is not only smart, but also a great warrior in that land. Not to mention she has a bit of a personal connection towards Karelia, for better or worse. So yeah, I would like to have him as my lover. And if I'm successful, maybe I'll elope with him as well. Be careful with that. Oh, and finally, we fabricated a hook on Muhammad Khalid, who is a Arab Christian, Andalusian, but he wants to make a box. And speaking of inspired people, we got Lucia, which we got her, in which told her to weave a historical record, just to add some significance to not only the royal court, but also in the name of our dynasty. So that'll hopefully bring up some speed to what goes on here. And now we're gonna recover and make some money, and once the military is fully recovered, we're gonna be raiding England again. So let's go and let's get it. Not to mention some ransoms that need to be paid. Keep it up. Of love and lust. Those dreaming expressions in residual size can only mean one thing. My vassal, Dag, is longing for romance. Perhaps I should put my matchmaking skills to the test and ease his suffering. He would surely be grateful. I mean, I've known him for a long time. I believe he's been around since the beginning of this series. Yes. From Upland. Dag won't be lonely for long. Though he's a bit rakish because he spent so much time in the brothel that has become his second home. As he is a lustful man. Yeah, he won't be alone for long, so I might get an intrigue lifestyle perk, which would help just to get down to that progress much faster. In order to find our dog's perfect match, I must know more about his performance. By discreetly observing his interactions at court, I could get a glimpse of his innermost desires. Before I get started, I should have a theory in place. What do I think Dag would want in a partner? Despite the fact that he's rakish, he's never committed adultery. He is a zealous craven. I'll say attractiveness of either body or temper. Lustful, arrogant, or attractive people tend to prefer partners who are good-looking, friendly, daring, or flirtatious. If my assumption is wrong, I can assume Dag prefers a matching personality or power. We shall see about that. Okay, that's all I can afford. We'll answer that question a little later. But first, let's hold court. Oh, our old dog is here. He approaches the throne with a middle-aged Manitou. My liege Jotnagis, but my acquainted Carol Sir seeks the honor of serving your retinue of thing. Give him the opportunity to prove his quality. The man knows his way around the sword and will not let you down when it counts. I nod my head in approval. Very well. You may attend me, Carl. Open carry. Two of my vassals are pushing one another and adjusting to reach my throne first. Here, Sir Brynjolfur, my brother, bows before me. My lady, murder is wanton in the city streets throughout the region of Nordland. It would be civilized if we instituted a ban on townspeople bearing arms, at least within city limits. There's Sir Rolfa kicks him out of the way. Safety is each man learning to protect himself. Banning to carry weaponry will castrate the townspeople. Oh, I wouldn't do that because I'm an aspiring blade master. That goes against what I was from my battlefield experiences. But, as per Norse tradition, we shall solve this safety debate with violence. 100% chance that Rainover becomes wounded, as every held county will have the open weapon carry permitted for the next 50 years. 0% chance that the other man will get wounded and will have weapons banned. But regardless, they become rivals. Obvious is obvious. The child with two mothers. In unusual cases reach my court. Two women claim that a baby boy is theirs. None of the villagers could stand as witnesses, saying that as if the child appeared out of thin air. No one knew that the women were expecting or adopting nothing. The mystery has captivated the people, and while we may never know how all this happened, I must resolve this conundrum. What decision should I make for the future of this child? Compassionate likely. You're the nicer of the two. So, I'll say the youngest woman, as she has more of her life to raise a child. So, there you go. And also we need good fighting men to join. Varangian veteran. Excellent. Because that's another thing I've done. While my father is still in the... No? I have retired my mother from frontline service. Where's mother? There you are. Because her old age is lowering her prowess skill, so in fact, I will forbid her from doing that again. Even though my father's health is fine, but my mother's is fine also, but she still will serve as my spy master. I have observed Dog, or Yarrow Dog, for some time now, and my conclusion is certain. He is drawn, like a moth to the flame, to those of great charisma and beauty. Now that I'm a little more acquainted of his desires, I made a list of potential matches. Who would suit my vassal best? My friend, 84-year-old Asta, who is like a grandmother to me. And why would it be mother? Although she was a seductress back in her day, before she had me and all the younger ones. Huh. I mean, it has to suit his preferences. He's quite similar to Lulu. I'm not quite sure, but I'll say the sensible Ástríðr, my youngest sister. She would be a good match to be with someone who fulfills his preferences, so I will try to pair them up, those two. I don't think he would want to pair up with one, my mother, or the elderly Ástríðr, the wisest woman of us all. So it should be my shield maiden, shield sister. My relief is great, my joy even greater. I've given birth to a perfect little daughter. Who would you become, my child? What should I call you? Oh, I thought of a name. It's just gonna take a while to find it. Ástríðr. That's the name I want. I had it thought in my mind before I even recorded this video. Just like, say, okay, who would your son's name be, just in case? But as for daughter, I know one. Shall be Ástríðr. To get a first impression of the quality of my match, I hosted a small dinner with both Dag and Ástríðr on the guest list. They spent the main part of the dinner talking and stealing curious glances at each other when they are not. I must strike while the iron is hot, giving Dag and Ástríðr another chance to meet. This time I'll arrange something more exciting, an opportunity for them to share a common interest. Do you love your husband? Not really. Oh, excellent. What would they like? So, you gotta pick an activity which both will find familiar and enjoyable based on their skills. One's a zealous crewman, the other is an analytic paragon. Actually, they both got some good stewardship. So I think I will say a trip to inspect the local infrastructure. I mean, he's an architect, but I doubt architecture is also this thing. We'll find out soon enough. Serenus and Dag are amongst the most powerful vassals of my realm. I'll never know how to keep them happy so they don't go around stirring up trouble. Perhaps flattery is the way to go. Would anyone be pleased to have something made in their name one day? I just have the right thing in the making. Shall let my beneficiary loose, yeah? Know that I'm dedicating a masterpiece to my trustworthy vassals and advisors. And again, it is my artifact, so maybe I should just... I'd like to become a devoted servant again. So I'll say dedications are overrated anyway. Dag and Ástríðr riding side by side was a sight for sore eyes. They talked for hours about bridges, mills, irrigation systems before they fell behind with the rest of the party. Who knows which territories their conversation ventured into then. But Dag looked quite enchanted. I had hoped my little venture would improve Dag's mood, but had not expected to see the results so quickly. Unless I'm an awful judge of character, there's certainly something going on between those two. A great match indeed. It's a success. I understand other people's desires now, as this character has acquired a deep understanding of other people's behaviors and desires, so... Of course, Ástríðr's that kind of woman. Not to mention, here you go, free intrigue lifestyle perk. And I'm looking to become a schemer all the way. And my plan after becoming a schemer? Go to learning. Get this first, knowing that you are a mother now. Ástríðr's a mother now, and you want to raise your children, and hopefully they'll become better educated. And as such, And then maybe after a little bit of this, along with some development, should go that way towards diplomacy to get groom to rule for extra skill points for our children. That should be kept well in mind. Right. Oh yeah, I didn't get to look at the robust. That's good. I can envision her being a future shield maiden. A beneficiary of this insists that the funds I've supplied her are not enough to create an artifact worthy of my stature. With just a bit more gold, I could create something truly magnificent. Whatever you need. Soon we gotta get that money to go out and raid. As soon as we can get up to at least 6,000 or so. All the loot that we could carry. For future reference. Oh, my poor husband. Today I was given great news. My husband Kibble has fallen ill with consumption. The future is certain. Death lingers closely by his bedside. Yet he might survive. Only the Nonir knows. The physician wants to know how my husband should be treated. Consumption isn't something to be messed with. Oof. I wouldn't want to have that with me. So you say that you're a mystic, but you're also an experienced physician. Either treatment works, but we never know what'll happen now. Okay, for once, for your sake, because you are the wisest woman of us all, only a higher power can say now, so she'll perform a mystical treatment. Mystic treatments are unpredictable, so the results of strange rituals may be miraculous, but could also drive me mad. Not me mad, him mad. Just a bit stressed, because I'm zealous. How is he? Greatly reduced disease symptoms. He shall live. For now. Again, racked by bloody cough caused by cold humors in the lungs, he suffers from the consumption. Muhammad, the son of Mir Abdallah of Abrashtu, is a complicated man. I need to understand as well as possible to convince people to take my side in the upcoming arguments. I will soon uncover the truth of him. People describe Muhammad as both impeccable and cocky, which tells you more about the relationship to him than anything else. Also, a curious number of people mention how he often furrows his brow and talks about his best hunting kills. He is a novice hunter, so I'm sure this information will be useful. Oh, didn't see you here. A berserker and an administrator. That's something. Tell you what, wait for one more guest to arrive, and we'll recruit him, and then we go raid. Didn't need that thing anymore. This is ridiculous, David protests. As the keeper of the Drottning's personal collection, I have a responsibility to ensure the quality of your work. You'll see once it's finished, Lucy retorts. You should leave a woman at work when she's weaving a historical record fit for royalty. Stick to your own duties. It will be of higher quality. Keep that well in mind. got blasted. Remember, I can duel with Marpa at any given time, but not until I have an excuse. My God, man, leave me alone! The peaceful atmosphere is shattered by Miss yelling as she storms into the courtyard. He quickly follows, but stops as he My liege, please talk some sense into this. I'm trying to help her since I have some experience that may improve her work. Look, I get she's a Christian, and I know you're trying to be helpful, because you've done a lot of things in life. But I'm gonna try to. It's like I said, hey, would you leave her alone? And then he's like, no, leave me alone. Look, I'm ordering you to leave her alone. If you don't like that, you take it up with me. I just had to type something. 6,000 strong. Now all we need is one more combatant to join us, and then things will be good. Should go talk to a confidant, and then go work off some stress. I'm in the middle of my training when I spot Andres, who is also exercising. I look at up and down. Nolly does appear to be in good health, but also peak physical fitness. I would love to measure my prowess against his, but in what way? Should I take multiple factors into account if I wish to win? Raw strength or mix that can include stamina or wits. I'll challenge him to a sparring match, and I emerge victorious. It don't cost much to hunt these days, so I just simply want to get rid of all the stress. Where am I hunting exactly? You would think a creature from myth, perhaps a god-disguised animal form. It is the largest wolf I've ever seen. Even after the beast was wounded, the chase lasted half a day. It is still an opposing sight, lying dead for me. My brother is just as all strong. I've never seen such a thing, my lady. I already had a wolf skull, but... No. What you have in your royal court is the hide of the great... whatever creature it was that I forgot of Helga. So I would say its head would look beautiful in my great hall. The skull of the fabled wolf of Elopement. Put that up there. Because it was up here. This hide is a great one. Okay, that's all we're getting. Now, let's go raiding. That reminds me. Knowing that I have interest in him, and we know he lives in Karalea in that capital there. It's currently at war. No wonder why there hasn't been any chances to get any seduction related events. It's because he's actually out in the front line somewhere. Ástríðr. So they're actually fighting against it. It's been going on for a few years now. Got a task for you, Mother. Find me some secrets. To over there. And remain there. Until you find something. Hunt is drawn to an end. We mount our horses to leave plains viners, the search, prepare wolf, and other game for the journey back. The plains are like my second home. To feel the wind in my hair, to spend time with my courtiers, to feel the excitement as I close in on my prey. I pray to you that it will never end. Now I'm a hunter instead of a novice hunter, because I've been hunting more often. Ástríðr navigates the wilds with uncanny precision and knowledge. Again, to England. And the development is 4, and we're going to keep developing it as much as we can. In here, my lady. Officer Lucia justice to the door of a weavery, which has been toiling for months on my commission. Stepping through the doorway, I gasp as I gaze upon the work hanging in front of me. A large wool tapestry of very fine craftsmanship. Drottning Ástríðr is depicted at the center of the scene during her coronation, enthroned amidst a cheering crowd. Told you, something that relates to me and my dynasty. Put that up there, as you can see, even though it's just one of those pictures. That's just something that I want to be remembered for. Oh, I didn't pay attention. Sorry for being absent-minded. Father, you're the proper Viking. So, nobody's raided southern England yet, so it's ours for the taking of the loot. We're a bit behind schedule on the raiding. Now or never. Hagerpaw's reactions to my events tell me everything I need to know. The time has come to put my plan in action. I think my chances are good, yet I must remember that Liege Kurigas Tora is always watching. He will be mine, even though he's out on the battlefield. At the same time, I've started a series of vicious rumors against Muhammad. None of them are true, but someone should decry them as the obvious lies they are. What better way for that someone to have Muhammad in their death? I must stand up to this justice. Get in here. You still want to make the box? As soon as we have the available funds, I'll sponsor that for you. My Ricardo. As I draw close to Megapad, I do not know whether to tear the clothes from his body or punch the displeased smile of his face. He kisses me. A challenge, and I drag him closer, a fitting riposte. The warring feelings in my chest are echoed by our bodies. We spend a night delivering both insult and bliss unto each other. Kiss me again, my brooding ogre. Seduced a rival during a night of passion. Again, husband is sick. you, well, yeah, I know you're not feeling well, which I hope one day that we'll get together. So let's try to elope. Right. Think. When is the next Grand Plot? Next year. Really? You're actually gonna help me? Why is that? Out of all people, you, my rival, which you resented me back then because I eloped with one of your courtiers. And why are you helping me? Nemesis, what? Whoa, really? It's like, yes, well aware that the elopement between me and your fellow Caroline man, Kibroy. You got an issue with that, but what's your issue with him? Discovered that attempted murder. Really? Huh. More rivals he has. Swore to avenge the death of Ruka Sovailinen, who was slain in battle by him. This man swore to avenge the death of Nautiko, who was slain in battle by him. Swore to avenge the death. Yeah, that must be the... Yeah, this is the wife of the line of room. Nemesis, because attempted murder. And this woman, who's the mother of Lulu, wants to avenge a death. So, ever since he killed particularly those two, he's made a few enemies. So he may be a legendary blade master, but he's also ruined some people's lives that were dear to them. I can convince a few more. But give it time. We still got a year. This is crazy. By another man. I have agonized over it, and the signs are clear. I am with child. There's no cause for joy, as I no doubt that it is my lover, who is the real father. Well, really? The one-eyed man. He must have lost it during a recent battle, I guess. No one must ever know. Hope that remains a secret. Tell me, is it truly mine? He seems distraught. My husband's eyes meet mine in a word. See, I put a hand to my heart. Of course it is yours, Kibroy. Why wouldn't want to lay your sickly ass? Hope he doesn't ask more questions. In fact, if we did lay together that bed, I would have been sick too. Crud. I can't get him out of that court. Curses. I wanted him. Now I'm never gonna get that chance. But at least there's a chance that I might have a genius child. I need to know. How do you say his name for any of you Estonian viewers or anybody who has the language of Estonian pronunciation? He sought me out, laying a hand on my belly. He looks at me with a concerned expression. I just want to hear you say it. I know it is ours. I already know it is mine. The child is yours, so he knows, but don't expose it to anybody. If you do, I am going to. My lovers reveal that I'm seeing him in secret. A true spreading like wildfire, our passion may not have been the sins we'd like to believe. Why you? I gotta kill you for this. Just for revealing that secret. I'm gonna get rid of you. Right. Now a plot to elope may not come to fruition because it is exposed, but they don't know that it's me yet. So I do need all the help we can get. What's Irina? Like? No? She'll be convinced. My carefully kept secrets were dragged to the light by one of them. My family hesitates to talk to me. Kibble refuses to look at me now. What will become of me and my child now that everyone knows that he's the real father? I fear for our future. She can be bribed, since we just approved relations. See? God dang it, I'm so distracted by this. Falling behind schedule of raiding of all these settlements. Hey, wait a minute. Don't we have a reaver somewhere? Yes, we don't. Get him in. Doesn't cost much. Oh! My lover just died. Slain in battle by Condrel. Caralayan. I mean, they know that the child's gonna be from him, but he's dead now. Yeah. So as I make all the preparations necessary for his departure from this world, I was interrupted by a page. Nabor went and died without any help from me. Loki must have been eager for his company. Regardless, I still want you. He's back in court, that means no, war continues. Well, nobody's perfect. Keep it up like that and you're gonna be a sinner. Hot or cold? As I engage in auto chat with Avokit today, he asks me, have you read about how the scriptures describe hell? Some say the parts of hell are very hot and fiery, or you're in great pain from the heat and constantly burning. Other parts, meanwhile, are freezing cold and your limbs grow numb with pain as you freeze to death again and again. I have to wonder if, whether a hot hell or a cold hell would be preferable. Let's focus on living virtuously so we'll never see those places. Contradictory woman! Some would say that adulterous lifestyle she lives by is not the way to go to Valhalla for that. How could she face the gods whenever her time will come? As my scheme moves closer to fruition, swift communication is key. I especially have a clever pigeon which Yigapov could use to send an urgent message to me here in Nidaros if the need arises. But how would I get the bird into the castle Salinas? A local bird trainer delivered as a gift. See, there's a chance. I know I'm gonna get you that box, but some of that money's gonna be spent for the elopement plot. Ah, yes. Get back to fabricating hooks. Let me see. A master by your peers, you say? I'll fabricate a hook on you. Maybe we can have improved regalia. Pay up. Need more gold. The sermon. Today, Ástríðr held a fiery sermon for all the children of the court. Earlier they were spellbound as he zealously reads from heroic sagas. My son Valdemar seemed to take it to heart, perhaps a little too much. He's been hounding the servants for hours since, pointing out how they could be better ending. A strong belief will serve you well, boy. Son and heir, that means more money. En route. When the time has come, my agents will need a safe route to transport Igafal out of the Courtiers. A detail of the map of the local taiga. If all its hidden paths and caves, it would be an invaluable resource. Again, Carley is a very forested country. But since I'm a hunter, I'll explore that area myself. Access and escape routes have been carefully mapped. Increases the scheme's success chance and the secrecy of it. I mean, yes, they know the Elopement plot, but we're not giving up on that. I will not. I want him, I desire him, and more. Exotic arms. Along with their strange goods, merchants bring tall tales from distant lands, unverifiable, full of wonder. A group of Sami peddlers report brought in Kanadiga. I'll have to check. Said to come from the faraway court of the great ruler Varabaradia Paranara Simha of Telangana, no less. Johannes, the leading cherry grazari. This unique armor could be yours, for a special price, of course, great journey. Likely aren't indeed, if only had somewhere to verify the hawker's story. No. Ha! Velamuda Chalukya. What tribe? Out with you. Not spending something like that. There's London over there. There's big loot. Oh boy. Let me see. Oh boy. She could definitely be convinced. Even with the bribe, she won't budge. But don't worry, chances have been improving. I mean, he is back at court. They're no longer at war, so everything's at peace now. Again, he knew this plot because higher intrigue and the spy master's intrigue, which the spy master is this woman here. She's the problem. London's been looted. Get down here. Never used it. Go this way. Blessing of ignorance. My newborn son sleeps so sweetly, blissfully unaware of the curse that will follow for the rest of his life. To be a bastard is not easy in this world, nor is it to be the mother of one. Even as my baby slumbers, I am kept awake by the choice I must make. And the father is gone, so I will legitimize him as my own, but unfortunately did not inherit the genius of the slaughtered one, as they called him. Let me think of a name for you. Frodi. You will be legitimized. Alright, plus, somebody's got to inherit all these lands as part of the thing. And I'm willing to take that prestige hit. Frodi Ástríðr. Yes, it's very unfortunate that this would occur. Extremes of passion. Brash, rich, Taurus screams. Spittle flying from his dunghole of a mouth. The man seems to develop something of a vendetta. But today's argument is especially passionate and projectile. As Taurus fumes, red in the face and breathing heavily, I swear his eyes roam lower on my body, and just for a moment before snapping back up to meet my gaze. Is truly rage crossed his features? Well, he's a big berserker. So, I don't think it's a good idea to fight him. Plus, he's got nothing I want. And would it be wise to make a rivalry with me? Maybe I could get some of that prestige back that was spent, so I might as well do that. You're not worth the dog's attention, let alone mine. So I rejected his advances, rudely rejected his advances. I will not lay with someone like you. And if you're gonna problem with that, how about you duel against me? What's going on up there? By Odin, what's going on up there? Oh, he just died. I don't think we have any more reavers, do we? No. Back to service, father. Where are you? Because you're the proper Viking. Now it's going to take a little longer. It didn't. It didn't. Same. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Knowing it's about to come up soon. And we better put our money into that. We gotta start convincing everybody. So I'm willing to send gifts to all of you. Because I want everybody in the court of Carlia, with the exception of those two who are too terrified. They all must join the plot. You don't have to double your payment. Now to bribe the rest of you. Every single one of you will play a role in getting the man that I want. The man of my dreams. Because he's got intelligence. Then join them. What are you waiting for? Come on, everybody. Need your help. There's no way we'll screw it up this time. All that money well spent. Now continue looting the rest of the countryside, and then you will come back here with that great loot, and I know what I'm going to spend with that money once y'all return. Now don't you worry, Muhammad, I'll get you that box. Yeah. Something else that's not related to this game, I'll keep it to myself. Okay, he's arrived to the destination. Remember, 45 years old, and once you get past 45, you cannot be impregnated anymore. And it's likely that Agapov and I, and hopefully I'll get to lay with him as my husband, my new husband, even though he's not doing well, doing poor health-wise, but I'm sure everything will be alright. Everything will be alright, I hope. Just hope for the best. I barely recognize Greer, commoner from the Dars, yes, my girl. I am home acquainted. Yeah, fellows. There have been many a time I thought I would never see these shores again. I'm finally back. It is strange to see my acquaintance after all these years. I cannot deny I'm impressed with his own dress, his foreign jewelry, and a heavy coffer he's brought. Welcome home. Where have you been in our life? You're well needed here. Feline hunter. Smile nod. I think I found a reason why some days are more rat-free than others. The Herr Magnus happily declares he moves silent to to reveal a sword holding a very displeased cat. It wriggles in an attempt to free itself from the scratched up arms of the sword, meowing in a rather endearing fashion. I say this one is a successful rat hunter. In fact, it was in the middle of the wrestling match with a fat one when we found it. What say you? Should we adopt this cat? Cats are viewed favorably in Norse mythology, as I recall. So I'd love to have a feline companion. He might leave the court soon, so just you wait, Muhammad. We'll get you. The blasted box made. Protected by shadows. The final preparations are in place. The escape route has been charted. A guard's bribe and a mob is ready. Tonight, as darkness falls over us silentness, I shall set my morsel free and make him my husband. I'm coming for you. 95% chance that I will successfully matrimonially marry him and divorce the sick one, my sick husband. 10% chance that he'll grow closer to forming a rival with me. All the family members are offended by this. And as for the Carolean ruler, he'll become my rival. 4% chance of fail, but not discovered. I'm coming for you. As the cat rests in my lap, contentedly purring, I ponder what should I name her. Something historical, something to elude her black fur, something to describe the soothing feeling of experience when I scratch her behind her ear. Oh, I know. I will name her Shadow. Black fur, you see. What a great name. As we wait, I cannot help but wonder where Love is now. Did he make it out okay? Will there be pursuers? I spot a torch ahead, moving in our direction, and gesture to my guards to hide. The light moves closer, and we can make out two silhouettes. One of them is carrying a sword. That much is clear. The other, it must be him. I run to meet my beloved, and he throws himself open in my arms. He embraces swift, sweet as honey. With his hand in mine, I begin to run. Hurry, my love. The Hofgodi is waiting. So now he's mad. Oh, I found my treasure. To think that I can embrace you openly now, with the blessing of both Freya and the people around us, I am the happiest woman alive. Come here, husband of mine. Now let me pet the cat. It is time to take a deep breath and find my trusted four-legged companion, Shadow. As some people say, cats are evil and selfish creatures. But no matter how tough life gets, I notice you'll always be there for me. I find Shadow outside, strutting around the yard. As soon as she spots me, she meows and saunters over, rubbing up against my leg. I spend many minutes crouched by her side, petting her and scratching under her chin. And when I stand back up again, I feel lighter than I have in a long time. Thank you, my friend. Life is good. And as for my sickly husband, he can beat it. I want to romance with him. Time has come to let my feelings take about me now. I want him to remember this day for the rest of his life. Again, I just don't want him to be just a lover and a husband, but a soulmate too. That's what I imagine. I'll impress him by winning a sparring match. I recruit one of my most senior soldiers to practice him for 3 days straight. Once he deems me ready, we head together to the main courtyard. As we begin to spar, a crowd gathers and their cheer soon drawn other than the thoughtful thereabout. The soldier fights violently, but I disarm with a final flawless thrust. I kneel before him and declare my noble intentions. I dedicate this victory to you. Bringing you honor is my only desire. My songbird is speechless, but clearly flattered. Why else would he be smiling thus? He won't resist my charms for long. he's got till June. A child is growing in my room. I have no doubt, but it's the child of my ex-husband. Oh, crud. So he laid with me before I had a chance that he lays with me. Damn him. While the circumstances surrounding his pregnancy are unfortunate, I can at least be glad that my unborn child will not be considered a bastard. Guess I'll have to inform him right away. You know what? I'm gonna need you to get out of here. You're gonna be a danger to this court thing again. Would be leaving close family member behind. Son of a beeswax. Slog. You know this is gonna be my last child to have, you know? Well, wait a minute. I'm twice pregnant. Oh boy. This is gonna be complicated. So it sounds like to me. Am I gonna have twins, or are they separated, or is this game just... Ah! Oh, wait a minute. I've no doubt my husband probably was the real father rather than my husband. What the is going on? Just shut up about it, okay? Just shut up, okay? Just don't say anything. Sins of the father. My lip curls as I glance up on my walk to Vestfold to find my rival, Tori, hurrying along the street towards me. Our rivalry is particularly vicious of late. The two of us have been exchanging verbal barbs at any opportunity. I fully expect some putrid nonsense to be spouted in my general direction, but instead he flounces on past. It is only that I notice something in his tone. I recognize them as Paula, another Carolean, a child, his child. She smiles at me somewhat courteously, with the merest hint of a raised eyebrow before ordering her father. I watched the pair continue down the road. What was that about? But she's pregnant too. But does she have a thing going on with me? I mean, I'm heterosexual, and she's homosexual. We can't be lovers, but... Seduce scheme will have a boosted chance of success. No romance can wait. It would be rude to not respond in kind. Maybe I could do that just to spite him. I mean, he's mad at me, not her. She has a thing for me because I understand other people's desires. And she's lustful, so I know what she desires. She probably wants me. Who knows? Screw it! This is just for the fun of it. Can't believe I'm gonna seduce the daughter of the rival who's a homosexual, and we cannot be lovers because I'm not a homosexual or a bisexual, because my character is heterosexual to begin with. We're only doing that just to spite him. When that day comes, she'll have a good time with me. I'll give her what she wants. But after that, we must not speak of... My dear God, I might have not loved you, yet to feel your past more killer than I thought possible. You're always there, my constant companion. Did I take you for granted? There are so many things I left unsaid. Hope you find peace. Oh, my gosh. He died in his sleep. The poor health. One thing's for certain. All of his rivals are relieved that he's gone. But I'm with child. But whose child? Whose? Don't remarry. Don't remarry him. Not anybody. But when a child is born, or am I gonna have twins, but they're gonna have separate dates? I don't know what the hell is going on anymore. This never happened to me in a history of playing Crusader Kings 3. Oh yeah, you gotta stop that right now. I mean, you can improve relations, but... By the way, this woman that I'm seducing, who's she? Conan son. Is she the spy master for the Sami? It's way up there. I hope he doesn't mind. Oh no, never mind. That means king, roughly. This is queen, I guess. Or king's wife, I mean. If anybody knows Sami language, let me know. If anybody knows Sami. Northern Sami in particular. I used to know very, 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 very little of Sami culture and a bit of terminology and their religion as well. So next case, Mother, you're going this far away. Raids continue. Come on, pay up. We need the money to get to have that box made. And this will be the last place to raid, and then you're gonna go home. Get down here. Hearts and minds. I've been made aware that Paula is very close to her father. Gaining his favor might help me catch attention. Why would you give a rival a favor? And I'm not paying him any money. This does not seem right. Alright, go home. Bring all the loot. We're ready to spend big. I shall remarry once the child, or children, is born. Keep watch. Just keep improving relations with any of those courtiers, you know, just in case. If we need to get rid of somebody who's from over there, when we come up with plots. Where are you? Just crossed the English Channel. Army's not starving. Nearly 600 gold and 600 prestige as well. We'll be spending it on buildings. Actually, a couple of things. Because I need to be faithful again. gotta get a runestone, hold a grand blood, and sacrifice a Christian. And then we go on a whale hunt and a walrus hunt, because we need more money. And use that money to build more buildings for all the domain that I hold personally. He's coming. Crud. Guess we're not gonna get VIET with that. Don't give up. They're gonna get everything they want here. Mohammed was halfway done creating that box. I guess he was in the middle of making one before we took him in here. Now we gotta raise a runestone. Every runestone tells a message of some significant event of the life of the commissioner. From the smallest peasant to a jotney like myself. The stone records all. What shall this monument speak of? Perhaps of my vanquished foe and friend, Eric. Now I've decided what to put on my runestone, the question remains where to place it. Memorials to victory such as my childhood are a constant reminder of the war's glorious end. They're best placed in areas that require encouragement to cooperate. Of course, one or two spots do spring to mind. Segnavilki makes a fine choice because this was my old home. I come from that land. And then we shall hold the Grand Blood, where every lord and commoner there is invited. We shall build a building here. I have given birth to a beautiful little daughter. She comes into this world blissfully unaware of the secret I must keep. I fear what would happen if someone found out my Courtier is the true father. Oh, little child, what shall be your name? But of course, I say that EPE is the father. But she's Amazonian. Well then, we'll figure out a name if something pops into my mind. Actually I thought of one already. Hey, what happened to Thorin? Died of smallpox 2 years ago. Okay, because I just gotta keep hitting that button until I see that name, so we could spell it. Because I'll use that as a name. My daughter's name shall be Thorin, in honor of the Shield Maiden, who not only died of the smallpox, but she also had gout-ridden, so she couldn't survive. Named after the great wife and companion of Brynjolf. And not to mention she's super strong, so I guess it did come from Kibroid rather than EPE, which we just say, hey, it was him, not him. I mean, obviously it's pretty confusing of who's related to what, but hush now, my daughter. The world is at large, and none the wiser of Thorin's true parentage. Stronger than Aslog. She'll live a long life, and with a high amount of prestige that she will be getting slowly but surely. I think when she grows up, I'm gonna switch my vote for her, and I don't give a care what tradition says. But now I must remarry because I need the skills. I don't want him anymore because he's very mad at me. You are not, because we're still friends, right? Ooh. I feel bad for you, but you still got a good head on your shoulders. So, yeah. I mean, I've been chasing other men, I must admit. And, all that fun and joy, I mean, all that is past now, so... So yes, I remarry with the Englishman, despite his flaws these days. But he may be stressed, but not too stressed, because it doesn't say stress level 2, which would indicate his declining health. But I still need him because he's still got something that I may need helping with. And I was going to switch to skullduggery focus, but at this point, probably just keep it. And don't forget, this is not going to be the last time that Ástríðr's going to lay with someone. There's one more, and it's a woman who's a homosexual, who's got a thing for her. Again, we're doing that because we know who his father is, and we're doing that just to spite it. We'll make a promise. Next year, whale hunt and walrus hunt. The celebrations had come to an end in the evening's entertainment seemed to be over. Paula suggested a reading. A clerk soon arrives, wondering what the guests would like to hear. See my chance to impress Paula. I have no lovers anymore because they all died out. Rational paragon. I think she wants to hear something informative, I would assume. On a judgment of the stars to give us a chance to learn. As the clerk reads for us, Paula seemed completely engrossed. Later approaches me. Good choice, Ástríðr says, and rearranges her dress. It was great, wasn't it? Child's blunder. This is between Kara, my nephew, and Kibroy. Though Bjorn Torgersen is a child, it is important that he observes the day-to-day business of my court as part of his education. That way, when he's an adult, he will know how to properly behave no matter whose court he is in. Today, however, it appears Bjorn made a blunder. He forgot proper etiquette when addressing Kara. Kara laughed it off, saying that Bjorn is just a child who will learn from his mistake. But Kibroy, who witnessed all this, said it was highly inappropriate, and I need to discipline Bjorn and teach him the best to maintain decorum in my court. One second. My stress level. If Carl doesn't mind, then I won't mind either. Keep it up. I'm not spending my money to fabricate some hook. I'd rather do that when needed. Of course, pay up if need be. It's time to sacrifice somebody. Who's it gonna be? We don't sacrifice children. This man is near death. Guess we'll just let him rot then. You're not a lowborn. You're actually somebody important. You under house arrest? And you're gonna soon be sacrificed. I was gonna go with somebody else that we already have in prison for a while long now, but he, however, he's gone. Unless I change my mind. Yeah, I figured. We'd pass the law on that. Just to add some trouble authority. Because I didn't have time for all this. Yeah. If only it was a landed character, but he ain't, but he's from a Northumbria dynasty. Grandson of Ayla. Last living son. Before we do this, I'll say this. The reason why we're back together is just to show that I've reconciled with him. At least we remained friends. Despite all the differences that we had together, but at least you're still attracted to me because I understand your desires and others as well. I understand her desires because Paula's reactions to my events tells me everything you need to know. The time is going to put my plan in action. I think my chances are good, but I must remember that her husband is always watching. I mean, she may have had many children with you. I mean, these are all yours, right? Correct. Though he had one of a previous marriage or of concubines. He doesn't have any friends or lovers, but keep in mind, she's homosexual, I'm not, so there's no way we can be lovers. So I'll go ahead and attempt to seduce her. I mean, she's still young. She's still got a future ahead of her. That's correct. It's all over you. As I draw close to Paula, I do not know whether to tear the clothes from her body or punch the electric smile of her face. She kisses me. A challenge, and I drag her closer, fitting closer. The warring feelings in my chest are echoed by our bodies. We spend a night delivering both insult and bliss unto each other. Leave me be, Queen. So, I lay with her, but I leave her, but I cannot make her a lover because we don't have the same sexual orientation. Sorry, but at least I gave you a good time, alright? I just lay with you, but at least you can smile now. We were lovers once, but I would like to romance with you as a showing of forgiveness. I will secretly plant a letter in his chambers, knowing I'm into intrigue these days. My declaration of love for Silversmith's eyes only. No one else matters. I'll pour my heart out, page after page, my feelings growing as I finally put them into words. The ink is barely dried as I set out for his chambers. I gently place the scroll on his bolster. Will he lay here tonight, dreaming of me? The waiting is unbearable. The thought of rejection makes me sick to my stomach. When his reply arrives, I tear the seal with shaking hands. While I cannot encourage you, my liege, I am most grateful for your kind words. Yours faithfully, Silversmith. Hey. I tried to find some other men that would suit me better, but unfortunately one hates me, the other died, and another died. So that's why I went back with you. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to try somebody else. Let's take a look. How old are you? How's your health? Let's try you. Because you say you want to make armor? Skills legendary now throughout the world. Oh, brother. It's been a while since we had such interactions, since we were pretty close together. And we were friends, are we not? No. Ástríðr bring off a stud. Just trying to remember the names of everybody. Go to my brother. My fellow hunting partner. My niece is there. His Godi. Sister-in-law. Paula, yeah, I remember you. I was about to say, I don't know if she's of any use, but why the hell not? I laid over one time, and should anything bad happen to his husband, then I could bring her to court, and she'll be quite useful. She'll be useful for me one day. You can stop finding secrets now. You gotta return to court and help me support the schemes to fabricate hooks. Troubled niece. The pleading gaze I received from my niece, Ástríðr, has taken on a desperate tone. A group of guests are approaching the corner she's hit all easy, and the walls are hindering her escape. To think a nun, or nun, would act in such a way. I'll distract the converging guests. I'll get a weak hook on her, which... what would she be good for? She's not set to inherit any lands, but maybe she could serve as a Riksgita whenever Ástríðr passes away. But of course we're rescheduling again with the round blood. So I guess that Anglo-Saxon is going to be breathing a sigh of relief that he's not going to be sacrificed. For now. So now you come to my court because you might be of some use to me. If brother doesn't mind. Again, she's unmarried. She's not set to inherit any lands. As Brindle sighs one of my words, I realize what I just admitted to. I struggle to push my ticket away. I've had too much. I try to get it. Don't trust a word I say. Disputed heritage. He knows. Oh, don't expose it, brother. I mean, we know. Hoda Kurnuta. Oh. 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 Brother, don't say anything, please. Actually, he lives over there. Well, right now he's at war. He wants to have this piece of land so he can claim that land for himself. Greetings, my impeccable legion. My regrets has come to this. I know that is not the real father of Antiquity, and I say that Kibroy is. So if you wish for silence, you will do as I say. You betrayed me, brother. Fine. Don't tell anyone. Whatever you want, I'll give it to you. You are the rightful heir. That's right, this cat's got to go. So Smith's holding shadow by the skin of his neck. Eyes red and nose on her. I cannot stand this anymore. I can barely breathe when she's around. What are you, allergic to cats? He's a good cat. He's got too many health penalties. Damn it. despite the benefits, including the health boost. Fine. For the sake of my husband, which I'm trying to romance with, and I hate to lose another genius. So I'll give it away. What a feast! I will remember the days spent in my brother's halls for a long time to come. Now it's time to wash off the traces of merriment and wine once more and resume my duties as Lady of the Realm. Farewell, my brother. So now I'm an eager reveler. Despite the fact I lost a bit of intrigue for losing that cap, but now I gain it up a bit. I'll be an eager reveler and diplomacy up a bit. So Ástríðr has assembled the intoxicating life of carousing and debauchery and is hungry for more. Sweet Lord Silversmith, I sighs in it before. My only desire is to bring honor, Heavens. Pray tell me how can I be moved. He gives me one. Lord Brynjolf's necklace is lovely, says and nods in the direction of my brother. It look even better around my neck. Wait, yeah, I noticed that necklace too while I was there, but... I'll steal it for you. I get away with the necklace. It's just to get back at him for blackmailing me. My rival lost the title. Ha ha ha. You are brave. You're a berserker. I do want to get back at you, now that you're unlanded. Well, you're gonna get your chance now. Because it's about time since I've had a good fight with anyone. Now. Oh, and two things. Now we gotta reschedule all of this again. And now we're gonna sponsor a whale hunt. We Nordmen hunted whales for as long as anyone can remember. These creatures, or more correctly, their carcasses, are a useful source of blubber for oil and meat. Even great drunkings, such as myself, am aware of the potentially probable, if risky, nature of the whaling business. Thus, I've decided to sponsor a number of whalers to go to find and hunt these majestic beasts, and a good share of the profit from wherever they manage to collect will go to me. Some whalers prefer to go out to sea and hunt whales there, while others stick to luring the coastal areas where they can be tracked. Of course, I should manage my expectations carefully, as not every hunting trip returns successfully. However, I'm confident that the whalers I'm employed will do more than an acceptable job. Good luck. I'm spending nearly all of it. Now, prepare many ships for the trip organize the hunting trip to North Seto. Every year, groups of Greenlanders sail to North Seto, a region along Greenland's western coastline, far to the north of Greenland's settlements where wars often gather. This is when most of Greenland's walruses are hunted, and thus a crucial source of Greenland's wealth. This year I instructed my estate in Greenland to organize one such hunt in North Seto. It will take some time for them to do so. It should be done by summertime, when the hunting starts and the hunting parties depart from Greenland's settlements for the north. I am eager to see what the results of this hunt will be. My lady, the beneficiary will have adjusters me over an object wrapped in fabric with a wide grin on his face. I've taught many days and nights, but finally my work is done. He whips the covering off and my eyes grow wide as I see what's hidden beneath. A jewelry casket of excellent craftsmanship. It's made of plainly worked oak. The body of the box and the lid are inlaid with silver decorations, perfect to keep jewels and religious trinkets safe. This is lovely. I'll put that in a moment, as I'm going to go deal with this rival who we became rivals with because I rudely reject his advances. I know he lusts for my body, but he's not going to get that satisfaction. For a few brief moments, Tora and I pace in lazy half circles, each watching for an opening. I heft my sword ready to defend myself while he clutches his axe firmly at the hand. This fight may be only till first blood, but that doesn't ease my nerves. As a sudden twitch, our bout begins. Tora suddenly shifts direction, throwing himself sideways into a powerful cleave I'm just barely able to dodge. Let me show you how a professional fights. Because I'm a shield maiden, so hard grit. Bringing my experience to bear, I lay down a battery of determined attacks. No risk of my injury and high chance of success. With practice eased, I evade a strike with Tora, stabbing it to the blow and bringing my sword up for a powerful cleave before darting back out to a safe distance. Spotting an opportunity, he lunges forward and headbutts me, hard in the face. I roll backwards, wrong-footed. My form is excellent, with little chance of mistake. His stance is a disaster. We are evenly matched, with victory balancing on a knife edge. Because he headbutted me, both of us got a dual handicap of rank 4, which this character's accrued a certain amount of dual-edge malice in their current single combat. Now this, as characters duel, they may be afflicted with temporary disadvantage, often due to their opponents severely hurting or intimidating them. This decreases our prowess for the duration of the current bout, but is regained immediately after. The opposite is the bonus, which may gain a temporary advantage, such as leveraging terrain or special traits. This increases their prowess for the duration of the bout and is lost immediately after. I'll show you how I have the sword confident attack. The skill and poise make a series of well-placed strikes. Low, increase my risk of injury. Medium, increase the likelihood of success. Confidence is half of any fight. I throw out fluidly quick slashes with all the confidence of the seasoned expert. Tora does his best to ward me off, but he's entirely on the defensive, and his guard is only getting weaker and sloppier with each blow. When the opportunity presents itself, I knock his axe flying with one power cleave, and like that, the bout is decided. I get my yield before I even enter my backswing. I am victorious. That's what he gets. There was commotion among the children today. Courtiers was attempted to preach among his fellow youngsters, and became the target of a small fight. Valdemar intervened and did what he could to protect him. Never back down from a challenge, Valdemar. Seems you're following my example. The whalers I've sent up to hunt have returned. Thankfully, these whalers have successfully hunted down some whales. Once we contact nearby merchants, we can sell the meat as well as blubber for oil and ship them to ports elsewhere. Anyways, as I congratulate the whalers on the job well done, I assess how much more we'll make from the kills. Unfortunately, while the killers did manage to kill a couple of whales, it was not particularly impressive enough. It was enough to pay back some of the costs of another trip, but it was not enough to turn into a handsome profit. Still, things could have been worse. At least we got something out of it. Yeah, we might need it. Trot, Ástríðr, we had our differences at best. Thursday gets time to let bygones be bygones. My rival told me just now. Whatever is between us, let us start anew. At least you are somewhat attractive. So. Yeah. We just had a disagreement. It's just reject my advances, but I'm not at the age that you would want me or desire me anymore. So, yeah. Let us. This is a stupid issue. God blast it. Not again. God's blasted. There is no man lovelier than Elopement. In his presence, my words often fail me. None of my compliments ever do him justice. Perhaps a carefully drafted poem would better capture his virtues. I will write about his... I'm not sure. I'll say forgiving nature. He doesn't respond. Oh well. Oh yeah, I forgot about that box. The tiny elegant description runs along the side. Dedicated to my beloved Lode Gundia. Who? Oh, she was the ruler down there. He was making a box for her, and when we got Muhammad, he was halfway done making a box, and now it goes to me. It was originally intended for Barcelona, but nope. It stays here in Nidaros. It went away. Fabricate hook scheme. I guess she went further away from here. Yeah, she's wandering. Wandering, huh? A throne? She's just a guest now. She's not a courtier unlike the others. We may have a real shot at this. I would love to have a throne made for me. I want her no matter what. Alright, you lunatic. You're gonna be sacrificed for real. Kidnapper. So I've twice schemed and schemed. No. Not now. We're about to sacrifice somebody to make me a devoted servant again. Lord Silversmith, I approve my devotion to you in many ways you deem fit. He ponders our requests for a while before his face lights up. You should be able to sustain yourself on nothing but your love for me in many days. Oh, it doesn't matter. Either of these two will do, but knowing her, she would be going for this. Not a crumb will pass through his lips. I won't shun a chunk or a piece. I'm gonna try to... because I don't want to be slightly starved. No one uncovers the ruse. I don't starve myself for any man. So the whale hunt, we didn't get much money. We didn't make a profit. But now, every year, men sail to Nordsetter, a region along Greenland's western coastline far to the north of Greenland's settlements, where walrus often gather. This is when most of Greenland's walrus are hunted. It is the crucial source of Greenland's wealth. This year I instructed my estate in Greenland to organize one such hunt in Nordsetter. It will take some time for them to do so. It should be done by summertime. When a hunt starts, hunting parties depart from the Greenland settlements from the north. I pray that we will protect these men. The hunting trip will return around the end of August. One can only hope that it will return successfully along with many walrus tusks in tow. We'll find out by the end of August. Terrible news. The hunting trip we organized ended premature due to unforeseen circumstances. It appears the leaders of the hunting party misjudged the amount of food they would need for the whole operation. With supplies dwindling, they started to ration food until none was left. As a result, they had to turn around and head back to Greenland. This is the most unfortunate. Oh, gosh. It's very unfortunate. You know what that means, right? I guess so. were so numerous that they blanketed around the event, setting up the cacophonous roar as Wolfknopf sailed up to the altar. At first, a very long line of men and beasts stretching far out of the doors. He thrashed as ferociously as the Hofgutter throws his life away. The light in his eyes lasted till the first animal was slaughtered. Human corpses to the hanging tree, animals to the cooking fires. All gore is collected in a bowl. The Hofgutter used it to paint the walls of the temple inside and out. Truly a spectacle worthy of the gods. Seems an excellent opportunity to press nobility. I would normally go for this, but I have no stress. So improved relations with every noble here. Every time I close my eyes, I see Elopment's face. Sleep will not come. I cannot wait until another moment. Cloaked in shadows, I make my way to the garden outside his living quarters. The sight of his chamber window makes my heart stutter. So close yet so far. Oh wait, who is that? Climb up the tower. A shady figure stops by Sillars through its window and unlatches the shutters. My beloved is in danger. I must save him. The sounds from the struggle above is the greatest motivator I've ever known. Without the care of life or limb, I hoist myself through his window. I feel as if I plunged into a frozen lake. Silversmith is on the floor, an intruder pushing him down, a gleaming blade between. With a roar, I grab the villain by the collar and throw her into the wall. The rest is a blur. When the danger is over, I turn towards him. Silversmith, are you alright? I ask cautiously. As if my words were a spell, he finally unfreezes and throws some arms. Thank Odin you are here, Ástríðr. I will never let you into harm's way again. After all we've been through, during those last 10 years, in fact, let me look up the history. Or, better yet, his. When did you get divorced? First time. Yes, we were married. Became rivals, which indicate, yeah, that is when we broke up. Divorced. And now, just about 6 years later, it's like, yeah, we got married last year, and now we are deeply in love as soulmates, as we found eternal love after rescuing from a thief. Such is life. There was nobody better than you, despite your flaws. But I hope that you will be better in your mind. May hope so. I hope so. Now, we'll end this episode soon. And now, physician, you are 88 years old and you're still feeling fine. You're going to live up to 90. Maybe you'll live up to 100. I'll figure it out. So, Alice, a commoner from Bahrain. This is a complicated one. I need to understand her as well as possible. I'm convinced to take my sanity in the upcoming arguments. I'll uncover the truth about her. They describe her as both benevolent and beguiling, which tells me more about the relationship to her than anything else. Also, a curious number of people mention how she makes a face to talk about court alliances. I'm sure this information will be quite useful. I wish there was a rivalry war that I could start between us, so that way it'll be something for me to do. My friend got killed in a siege. It's very unfortunate. we'll actually end this episode by the beginning of January of 896. So, all I can say is, this has been a pretty wild episode in the personal relationships of Ástríðr the Great. And we vowed by next year, in the next episode, we will return to raiding again. As I just noticed that my brother Brynjolfur has created a title. He's Jarl now. So, hope he's happy with that. I visit my vassal in Ars to see how little Shadow's doing is going. Meets you outside his castle to bike on his arms. She's doing well. She likes to hunt local birds. I'm relieved. I gave my cat away because of my husband. Because we're friends and we reconciled. We gotten over that fact of what happened here. So, we will raid Francia in the next episode. In which we'll see too how strong they are. But don't want to cost the support in the scheme until we get her in because she's making it. We need to speed up because she's been hired by this man who lives in Bavaria. He's got many core artifacts. 7 of them, in fact. If she has created that throne before she comes here, I am gonna raid his place. In fact, I don't care how strong they are. We're gonna raid his capital. Whatever artifacts we may take from him, we're gonna bring it home. Bring it home. I don't care what anybody says. So, we hope you'll join us in the next episode as the raids will be back on. We need a lot of money. And we'll also continue to support Greenland as well as everybody else involved. And all that and more. We'll see you in the next one. But until then, so long for now.